We are live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're here with the developer, or with one of the developers of the game Personal Space, Rami. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Rami. I graduated from UCI in 2019, and my major was art. And I am one of 3 people working on Personal Space.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So let's. So where are the team members located? And where are you calling from? Just kind of to get started.
So I am located in Southern California, in Irvine. My other team members they're my musicians. So I'm responsible for everything else. But my musicians are in Philadelphia and North Carolina.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're close friends of mine.
I also just noticed a little line of people running across. That is very funny. I like that. All right, let's begin the game. So I'll play story mode. The Hedgehog's Dilemma suggests that despite... I'm going to wait for this full thing to scroll before I read it. The Hedgehog's Dilemma suggests that despite goodwill, human intimacy cannot occur without substantial mutual harm. And there's a little hedgehog. A small animation. So, talk us through this game. What was your role in it, and what was your thought process and ethos while developing the game?
Well, as I've heard multiple times throughout the stream, this was a shower idea for sure. Recent events in my life have got me to consider how different people will view and value social interaction. So I wanted to create a game that kind of touched on that. I also played a bit of Binding of Isaac one day, and I was thinking to myself, man, this particular room is just so hard, but it's only hard made by the fact that I also have to attack instead of dodging.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what if I make a game where all the challenge is focused on dodging?
Okay.
While also still being a roguelike. Because, as far as I've seen, that's not something I've seen done before. I'm sure it exists somewhere on some dark corner of itch.io, but as of yet, I've yet to see it. So I thought it would be fun to give it a shot.
Definitely, and this is the second game today that we've had that's had a Binding of Isaac inspiration specifically, so that's really funny. That's really cool. All right, so let's begin. Let me just say, I like the animation style of. Oh, I see. I understand now. Oh, where do I need to go? Oh no. Oh, I need to survive for a certain amount of time. That makes sense. I was like, where's the door? There's the door.
Figured it out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, oh, wow.
That was quick. I can also see a little bit of Binding of Isaac inspiration with the main character.
Yeah. Most of the reason for the main character's really simple design is I want you to be able to project yourself onto the character. Mm-hmm. So the character doesn't have a specified age or gender. You're just supposed to assume that this is you.
Yeah, definitely.
In relation to the game. You've probably noticed also the controls. Mm-hmm. I got inspiration for the controls after I saw a bunch of people play my previous game, Axe Girl, and struggle really hard with certain maneuvers. So I wanted to take a break from something more complicated and see if I could make a game you could play entirely with your mouse.
Mm-hmm. But the controls are all. I saw that there's left click, right click, and middle click. So the control scheme is still
mouse. Yeah.
But it still allows the game's mechanics allow for a lot of depth. You still get hit by stuff. It doesn't get rid of the projectiles.
Yep. Your personal space will eventually get rid of the projectiles, but it has to shrink them far enough first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I actually did tweak this recently. At one point it didn't get rid of them at all. But then I thought to myself, what happens when you're just crying in the corner with your personal space? I feel like you should have a way out,
Definitely. Oh, cool. We got an item too. Let's see. Which one do you recommend?
For staying alive for the rest of this thing we got going on, I'd say the surgical mask. Also,
That feels
very topical.
yeah. I was gonna say.
Try hitting the middle button actually.
Oh, okay. That's the ability that was on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that invincibility is really good. They said goodbye.
Yeah, the thing about this game is nobody is dying or hurting each other. The entire game is supposed to be kind of a metaphor for social interaction. So
Like it's not there's nothing like darker here. It just you just like you don't want to hang out with anybody. That's okay. Like sometimes that's a vibe. And I guess oh, I was looking at a question. I didn't even realize the club had started. I got this. Huh? Wait. What did that one do? So how did you decide on the different enemy types, or not enemy types, but like the different yeah, I'm gonna say enemy types for now.
okay, yeah, they are enemies. I call them enemies.
Yeah.
But for the first level at least, I just tried to think of general scenarios you would want to avoid if you're very shy. And first thing I think of is people being very affectionate, either towards you or in some cases with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as illustrated with the couple kissing.
And that was like that had a different effect on me than
Oh yeah, that's called cringing. And when you cringe, you cannot use your personal space. So you want to. It usually shots that cringe you don't damage you, but you still want to avoid it because you want to still be able to use your personal space.
still like it's still very important. I like that. That's really funny.
You don't currently have the item for it now, but you could also cause cringe on enemies if you have an item that allows you to do so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. And when enemies are cringing, they cannot shoot you.
So it's like a CC option rather than it's a CC option for crowd control.
Yeah, basically.
I guess now that we're in the item screen, I'll ask another question.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been working on the game?
On and off, like bits and tiny pieces over the past few months. I actually expected it to be done by now, but I got married. That took up a lot of time.
That'll do it. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm thinking I want to try to get it done by the end of 2021 if possible.
Definitely.
But I started it I guess a few months after the pandemic started, or like 3 or 4 months after the pandemic started, and I had finished my previous game. I was actually gonna take a much longer break from making games, but I don't know. I didn't want to let this idea go. I'll rip.
I try my best, but that's really good to hear. All right, let's see if I can get one more clear. Is there like an end to the game?
Oh, there is an end. You can't currently get to it right now, but currently this demo contains half of what the whole game is going to be. Actually, it's going to be pretty short.
Okay, I think there's a lot that you could do with this. Honestly, like a lot that you like. I can see this becoming a speedrunning game, or
this game is like the worst kind of game to speedrun because it's so heavily dependent on you waiting around.
I realize outside, like, wait, there's a time limit. You have to wait.
There are items that will decrease that timer, but only so much. You could hypothetically speedrun the game if you wanted, but it would be, honestly, in my opinion, probably not worth it.
It's not designed with that in mind.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes a surprising amount of focus.
Yeah, I needed to make sure that the attacks didn't pull too many punches because it's literally all you're doing. I noticed that the more time you spend standing still in the game, the more like you're about to fall asleep. Because all you can do is run around and avoid things. You better be running the whole time.
Exactly.
So,
and it does create a learning curve too. Like I was not good at dodging that one specific attack at the beginning. I lost 3 health there.
You've definitely improved over the course of these few runs here.
circle masks. Let's go. When you were developing the game, what were some kind of highlights and potential lowlights that you experienced?
In terms of highlights, it's hard for me to say. I was enjoying making the whole thing so far. I think the biggest highlight so far was seeing all the visuals come completely together, because I knew that I wanted this sort of like wiggly line boil art style from the beginning, because I had just gotten in the habit of drawing and animating things like this, and I thought it was really fun. But once I started adding on layers to the UI, those, jiggly boxes and the scrolling backgrounds, it started to look more finalized. I had envisioned at one point it just being like jet black in the background with like hardly anything going on, but that looked just a teeny bit too simple. I didn't want to make it look like I didn't try to do something with the visuals, so.
And I think the hearts are perfect. I think the heart's perfect because it's not like distracting, but it does still it still gives me something to think, or like it's still like I still see something there.
Yeah, I was thinking of like maybe something a little more toned down from like Earthbound or something, where you have the kind of psychedelic background. So this is a little more simple.
And it still works out. I like the fact that it's like a gradient almost that's coming in and out of the screen. I feel like this music feels somewhat familiar to me. It was do you know if it was inspired by anything, or
I told Ali, one of my musicians, to take a couple notes from the original Binding of Isaac, not Rebirth, the original.
The Flash game.
Yeah, the Flash game, because I liked it. I actually liked the game's soundtrack more. So like atmospherically, I asked him to take notes from that, and I think he did a pretty good job with it.
There we go. I was thinking, because I played a lot of the original Binding of Isaac, I think a long time ago. So that's where that was coming from. Also, I think it's very funny that the little sister blocks the shots for you. We only have a couple. Okay, wait, hold up. You're not lost, are you?
So you're not going to have time to read this whole thing, but I'll briefly explain what this is. While you're on your little quest to avoid everyone, just like in life, inevitably you're going to come across people you're going to have to interact with. So what I thought for these segments would be kind of to have a short manifesto for a few different characters with different ways of seeing the world and different ways of viewing social interaction. And hopefully, if I do a good job writing, it'll all kind of mesh together and fit that theme of Hedgehog's Dilemma.
Oh, I really like that. We have a couple questions left because we have to wrap up. You answered this a little bit earlier, but with regards to the plans for future development of the game, what do you and your team have in mind? And the second question is there anybody you would like to shout out? Anybody you would like to say hi to, or anything like that?
Well, in terms of scope of the game and its release, I do want this to be on Steam and on itch.io.
Mm-hmm.
It will remain free because I just felt like I wanted it to be free. I don't know. But in terms of shout outs, I want to shout out my friends Ali, Dorian, and Diane. Ali and Dorian for being the best musicians I've ever had, and the only musicians I've ever had, but the best anyone could ever want, because they're my friends and always providing me with soundtracks. I've almost never had to use royalty-free music in my games ever, because I've always had their help, and I really appreciate it. And also, I'd like to shout out Diane just for always being supportive and being my game dev buddy.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much I think that we'll end it here, and we'll leave some more surprises for everybody as they play the game. And we'd like to thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and for letting us play a game and talk to you about it. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Have a good day.